What up, y'all? Yo, it's your boy Kareem Supreme. Shout out to all you 70s and 80s movie buffs. If you grew up in the late 70s and throughout the 80s, you definitely remember Rocky. Now check this out. Man, what is it? Crows? What is it? What are these? Ravens? Crows? Whatever. I think these are crows. What is it? What is it? Mating season for them? It's cold. I'm in Rochester, New York. It's kind of chilly. And it's snowing, and these crows are all over the place. Where are the falcons? Don't falcons eat these crows? Who knows? Who knows about these crows? But anyway, check this out. Released in New York City, November 21st, 1976, 45 years ago. Rocky was released in New York City. They released it on this day, December 3rd, 1976, throughout the U.S. So some of you may give November 21st the credit, but I give credit to December 3rd. Why? Because that's the day before my birthday, and you know, my birthday is December 4th, and when it was released in the U.S., that's when everybody saw it outside of New York City. But anyway, I want to give you a quick rundown, my rundown of this movie and what I thought and how I felt about it. It was a good movie, one of my favorite sports movies of all time. It was very motivating, very emotional. The music, the scenes, you know, from the part where he falls in love with his wife to when he gets a shot at the title. Man, this is a good movie. It had you up in your feelings, man. I know it did when I first saw it, and I was a kid, man. I was like, man, that was a good movie. I want to see it again. I want it on VHS, you know? But what inspired this movie was the Muhammad Ali fight between Ali and Chuck Wepner. Sylvester Stallone went to go see that fight. He was in front row seat, and Chuck Wepner, this underdog, he knocked down Muhammad Ali. You know, everybody slept on him. They didn't think he was in good shape. You know, so did Ali. Ali underestimated him, and Ali got knocked down and came back and won. But Ali was the heavyweight champion of the world, and Chuck Wepner was just this, you know, overweight white guy from New Jersey, I believe. You know, and he had everybody on the edge of their seats throughout that whole fight. But that's where Sylvester Stallone got the idea from, just watching that Ali Wepner fight. Now, the Ali character was based on a fighter, an underdog fighter from Philadelphia. Now, here's the twist about that. That came from Joe Frazier. That inspiration came from Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier was from Philadelphia. Joe Frazier used to work in a meat packing factory, and he used to punch on the slabs of ribs that was hanging in the cooler. Joe Frazier used to run up those steps in Philadelphia to the steps to that museum. That was Joe Frazier's morning routine. He used to get up at 4 a.m, whether cold or hot, and run down the Philadelphia Railway, up the museum steps, on his way to work. That's how he stayed in shape. Now, he had Joe Frazier in this movie, and Joe Frazier said, hey, man, Stallone paid me for being in the movie, but he didn't pay me for the script. You know, that was Joe Frazier's training routine, and this, that, and the third. And then the thing that got me was when the city of Philadelphia granted Rocky, who is a fictional character, they granted him a memorial, you know, like a statue in downtown Philadelphia, but they didn't give the actual champion, who was Joe Frazier. He's from Philly. Black people had to fight for him to get a statue, and he was a real fighter. He was a tough fighter too. He knocked down Ali and won that first Ali Frazier fight, you know, and retained his title as the heavyweight champion of the world. He should have been got a statue, you know, but hey, it is what it is. You know, he has one now, but all the fighting black people had to do to get Joe Frazier a statue and not Rocky, a movie character. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. I don't even want to get deep into it. You know, shout out to the people in Philly. But yeah, this movie was very emotional. You know, the music. You know, it was directed by Bill. The music was made by Bill Conti, and this movie was directed by John G. Avildsen. You know, it was written by Sylvester Stallone. You know, he wrote this movie in a small apartment, and a lot of people wasn't interested. A lot of studios wasn't interested in it, but you know, MGM picked it up, and it's now one of the greatest movies of all time. Shout out to MGM. We needed y'all. Everybody else looked the other way. But yeah, this movie is definitely a classic. You need all 5 or 6 of them. I got the set of 5, and then I bought the Rocky Balboa movie on DVD. It didn't come with the set. I got the set off Amazon for like $6. But that was a while ago. But you may be able to find one again. Add this movie to your collection. If y'all got any feedback, comments, good or bad, let me know. For real. But this movie here was a classic. Look at all these crows. Yeah, man. They're the only birds out here. Yep, beautiful snowy day in Rochester, New York. We're supposed to get hit with a ton of snow sooner or later. Oh, what can I say? Y'all hit me up. Peace.